Hello students, welcome back. Myself, Srimati Ranjana Bhandare, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Government First Grade College, Hulkoti. So here we are going to have the discussion of third sem paper 1 algebra and number theory. In that one, the third unit group theory, and here in this session we are going to discuss the elementary properties of groups. The first property, the identity element in a group is unique. So every group has only one identity element that we have to prove. So the proof follows like this. So here we are going to consider the two different identity elements. That is, we are going to consider that there are two identity elements, and we are going to prove that both the identity elements are equal. That means it implies that the group contains only one identity element, not the two. The proof is like this. Let E and E dash be the two identity elements of a group G. Then by the definition of group, for all A belongs to G, we have AE is equal to EA is equal to A. Let it be called this one as equation number 1. And we have considered E dash as another identity element. Then we have AE, A into E dash is equal to E dash into A is equal to A. Because by operating with the identity element, we get the same element. And then in equation 1 substitute A is equal to E dash, and in second one substitute A is equal to E. Then we have E dash into E is equal to E into E dash is equal to E dash, and E into E dash is equal to E dash into E is equal to E. So by seeing the above two, we come to know that E can be written as E is equal to E into E dash, that is equal to E dash. And see here it implies that E is equal to E dash. That means we have considered that E and E dash are two different identity elements, and we got the result as both the identity elements are equal, and hence we can say that the identity element in a group is unique. Second property, in a group G, the inverse of any element is unique. So we have to prove that for one element there is only one inverse. So here also we are going to consider that there are two inverses of the same element, and at the end we are going to prove that both the inverses are equal. The proof is like this. Let B and C be the two inverses of the same element A belongs to G, and we know that if E is an identity element, then by definition of the group we can write A star B is equal to B star A is equal to E, and since C is also an inverse of A, we can write A star C is equal to C star A is equal to E. Let it be called these two as equation 1 and equation 2. So now consider B. So B we can write it as a B into B star E, because E is the identity element, and from equation 2 E is nothing but A star C. So therefore we get B is equal to B star A star C, and then see all the elements belongs to the group G, and hence by the associative law we can club the elements B and A. That means we have B star A star C is equal to, and then B star A is nothing but E from equation number 1. So we have E star C, and E star C is nothing but the C, and hence here we got B is equal to C. So therefore we can say that inverse of an element in a group is unique. The third property, in a group G, for all A belongs to G, inverse of A inverse is A. So we have to prove that if you are going to operate the inverse twice, then we get the same element A. The proof is, since A inverse is the inverse of A, we have A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to, we get the identity element as E. This implies that A is an inverse of A inverse, but we know that inverse of every element is unique. So therefore we can write inverse of A inverse is equal to A. Thus the inverse of the every element is the same element. That means if you are going to operate the inverse twice on the element, then we get the same element. Next, coming to fourth property. In a group G, for all A comma B belongs to G, inverse of AB is equal to B inverse A inverse. Proof like this. Consider, so we have to we are going to consider AB into B inverse A inverse. So by considering that one, using the associative laws, we can write this one as A into B inverse A inverse. And again by using the associative property, we can club the two elements B and B inverse. That is, we can write it one as A into B inverse into A inverse. And we know that B into B inverse is nothing but the identity element, and hence by using the inverse law we can write this one as A into E inverse into E into A inverse. And since E is the identity element, by combining E into A inverse we get again the same element A inverse, and A into A inverse is nothing but E. See here, AB into B inverse A inverse means we got the element as E. And similarly we can prove that B inverse A inverse into AB is also E. And hence we come to know that AB into B inverse A inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse into AB is equal to E. And therefore we can say that B inverse A inverse is the inverse of the element AB. That is, inverse of AB is equal to B inverse A inverse. Next, the fifth property. In a group G, for all A comma B belongs to G, inverse of AB is equal to A inverse B inverse. That means if the group G satisfies this property, then we are going to prove that G is an abelian group. Now consider the given property, that is inverse of AB is equal to A inverse B inverse for all A and B belongs to G. Operate both side by inverses. So operating both side inverse, we get AB is equal to inverse of B inverse into inverse of A inverse. That means we get AB is equal to BA. So we got AB is equal to BA, and hence we can say that G is an abelian group. So next, the sixth property. In a group G, and ABC, the three elements belongs to G, then AB into A into B is equal to A into C implies B is equal to C. So here we are going to cancel A. So that means it is also called as a left cancellation law. And the second property in this itself, if BA is equal to CA, then it implies B is equal to C. That is right cancellation law. The proof follows like this. Since A is an element of a group G, there exists A inverse belongs to G, because we know that every element has its inverse, such that A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to E, the identity element. Now consider the first one. We are given that AB is equal to AC. So operate both side A inverse from the left side, and then by using the associative law we can write this one as A inverse into A into B is equal to A inverse into A into C, and A inverse into A is nothing but the identity element, so that we get E into B is equal to, and here also A inverse into A is nothing but the identity element, and hence we get here E into C. So, and we know that E into B will be B and E into C is equal to C, because E is the identity element. So, here AB is equal to AC implies B is equal to C. So, that is nothing but the left cancellation law. And then similarly consider the second one, BA is equal to CA we are given, and here also we are going to operate the A inverse both side from the right side, and then by using the associative law we can club the terms as B into A inverse we are going to club as one term, and here C keep it as it is, and then we are going to club C into A inverse as another term. So here we got this A into A inverse is nothing but E, and here also A into A inverse is nothing but E. So that we get B is equal to C. That is nothing but we have considered BA is equal to CA, and at the end we got B is equal to C. That is nothing but the right cancellation law. And the seventh property, if G comma star is a group and A and B belongs to G, then the equations A into X is equal to B and Y into A is equal to B have the unique solutions in G. That is existence and uniqueness of solutions. The proof is, since A belongs to G, we can say that A inverse also belongs to G. Now A inverse belongs to G and the another element B belongs to G means by closure axiom we have A inverse into B belongs to G. So here operate A inverse into B belongs to G. So here consider A into A inverse into B, and by using the associative law we can club the terms A into A inverse, A into A inverse into B, and we know that A into A inverse is nothing but the identity element E, and E into B is equal to B, and hence we can say that X is equal to A inverse into B satisfies the equation Ax is equal to B, and hence is a solution. And if x1 and x2 are two solutions of the equation Ax is equal to B, then Ax1 is equal to B and Ax2 is equal to B. So therefore we have Ax1 is also B and Ax2 is also B. That means we can say that Ax1 is equal to Ax2, and using the left cancellation law we get x1 is equal to x2, and hence we can say that the two solutions are equal, and hence the solution is unique. So consider the second one. Also B belongs to G and we have A inverse belongs to G. That means by using the closure law we can say that B into A inverse belongs to G. So here operate A from the right side. That means we have B into A inverse into A is equal to. So by using the associative law we can club the terms A into A inverse into A, so that we get A inverse into A is nothing but the identity element E. That means we get B into E is equal to B, and hence we can say that Y is equal to B into A inverse satisfies the equation YA is equal to B, and hence the solution. And if y1 and y2 are two solutions of the equation ya is equal to b, then y1 into a is equal to b and y2 into a is equal to b. Here both ya into a is also b and ya into a is also b. That means we can say that ya into a is equal to y2 into a. By using the right cancellation law, so a get cancelled, we have ya is equal to y2, and hence we can say that the solution is unique. Examples on these properties. First one, if every element of a group G is its own inverse, then show that the group is an abelian group. So let A and B belongs to G, then according to the given thing, inverse of the element is the same element. That means A inverse is equal to A and B inverse is equal to B. So clearly, if A and B belongs to G, then A into B also belongs to G by closure law. Then consider consider the inverse of AB. So by given hypothesis, inverse of AB is equal to AB only. So here inverse of AB means we can write it as B inverse A inverse, so that we get B inverse A inverse is equal to AB, and by given hypothesis B inverse is B and A inverse is A. So therefore we got BA is equal to AB. So hence we can say that the group G is an abelian group. The second example, if in a group G AB square is equal to A square B square for all A and B belongs to G, then show that G is an abelian group. So consider the given thing, that is now we have AB square is equal to A square B square. So this AB whole square itself we can write it as AB into AB, and here this A square we can write it as A into A, and B square we can write it as B into B. So here we got A into, by using the associative law, A into, we can club the terms B into AB, and here also A into A into B into B. So here by left cancellation law, so here on the both the side, so here on the both the sides A get cancelled, that means we have B into AB is equal to A into B into B. Again by using the associative law we can club like this way. So here also B and B get cancelled. So so that is we have BA is equal to AB. So if BA is equal to AB means again we can say that the group G is an abelian group. And for this one we have the following references. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you.